I don't believe in cheat meals, and that has nothing to do with the fact that I'm going out with my friends on Friday and then Rib Fest on Saturday, so I'm being a bit of a fatty this week, and I'm gonna pretend that none of that matters. Cheating implies that you are breaking some set of rules, or that you are, in this case, going off plan. Normally, your caloric window is this, and your macro targets are this, and you're just gonna forget about all of that and basically do what you want. My first point, in order to substantially hinder progress or undo the work you are putting in, you would have to be making bad decisions actively on a regular basis, or when you do go out, you're taking things way too far. So the amount of harm to your progress that a meal or meals is going to do to your progress isn't going to be significant so long as you don't go too far and too often. And point number two is you could still plan ahead for these nights out so you're not actually going off script or off plan because you've accounted for it. For example, when it comes to your caloric intake, what's very important is your average over time. So let's say during the week, you're dialed in, you're crushing it, but on the weekends, you go completely ham and overdo it substantially to the point where any deficit you had during the week is completely offset and in some cases pushed into a surplus just because you went way too far on the weekend. So if you account for the fact that you're eating more on a certain day or certain days, you can adjust your averages over time so it overall balances out. You can also make decisions the day of to both manage your appetite and the surplus that you're very likely going to end up being in by the end of the night. Let's say you're going out to dinner, there's going to be dessert, you're going to want to enjoy some of that, so let's plan for that. Up until dinner time, you are going to focus mostly on lean protein and vegetables. That's going to help keep you full and make sure you're getting in all the essential nutrients you need for that day. So that way you get to dinner time and your caloric intake by this time is lower than usual, giving you a little bit more wiggle room to enjoy that meal. Also, look at the menu, look at the options that you have and try to make the best choices possible from that. Again, trying to focus on lean protein, fruits, vegetables. Can you have pasta, rice, potatoes? Sure. Not saying you can't have these things. It really depends on how much you're trying to stay locked in or if you're going to just allow yourself to have the day. It really depends on your situation. Not saying you can't do one or the other. And finally, the food is there, it's in front of you, you're ready to start. Start with the protein, the vegetables, before you get to the stuff you're really excited for. That way, you're already somewhat full by the time you get there, and you're less likely to go as overboard compared to if you just went straight for the cake.